Hello, good morning. Today I will make a revision for all the final material. Please pay attention and follow with me to be easy for you when you study for the exam. Our exam is on Sunday. Don't worry, the exam is from your material, and I will make it easy for all the students who study very well and who follow with me. Let's begin. First of all, we will revise the words and meanings. The words and meanings are from Unit 8 and from Unit 7. So, study the words and meanings from both of these units, Unit 8 and 7. These are the words that all the students supposed to study, and all of them have this worksheet. Let's begin with Unit 7 words and meanings. Number 1, powerful is strong. Electricity is power that makes lights work and machines work. Watchful is seeing everything. Capture is to catch and hold. Explorer is a person who travels and looks at new places. Village is a small group of houses. Spin is to turn and twist. 2. Cloak is E, a piece of clothing around shoulders. Hall is D, a very large room. Tunic is F, a piece of clothing like a t-shirt. Courtyard is G, an open space around a building. Shadow is C, dark shape. Whisper is A, speak quietly. And fail is B, is not pass. Okay, all of these words, all the students are supposed to study. Now, open with me grammar lessons. We will begin our grammar lessons with workbooks page 44. Please follow with me. So open your workbooks now, page, let's see the page number, page number 44 on Unit 5. We will begin our grammar exam with Unit 5, page 44. The rule is using while. You know that we use while as the following. Let's begin. All of you know the use of past continuous with while plus subject plus was or were plus ing, and here we have the comma, which is so important. Then we write subject plus ing, subject plus was or were plus ing. This is the rule that all of you supposed to study for the past continuous. It is for the past continuous. While plus subject plus was or were plus ing, then a comma, then subject was or were plus ing. You know that singular with was and were with plural. While the boys were singing, a comma. Here is the comma. You can see it here. While the boys were singing, they were watching TV, or they were dancing. The girls were dancing. Here are the boys and here are the girls. The answer is D. Check your answers on your workbox. Please follow with me to make all the material easy for you. While Anna was writing, she was listening to music. Here is the answer. She was listening to music. Next, while they were eating, they were watching TV. So here are two actions were happening at the same time in the past. We use the linking word while. When there is while in a sentence, you will add was or were plus ing in your examination. While Bill was washing his face, someone was making teeth or cleaning teeth. Ben was making his teeth. Next, while Patsy was hopping, Nina was skipping. And here are all the answers. Okay. Next. Susie was studying, her brother was making a noise. Here are two sentences. You will connect both of these sentences by using while. Note the question. The question asks you to rewrite these sentences by using while. So, rewrite these sentences by using while. Okay? While is a linking word that links two sentences. Okay? Note how to link these sentences. Susie was studying, her brother was making a noise while. Then copy the sentences. When you copy these sentences, just change the full stop to a comma. Jim was swimming. Lucy was playing tennis. Note what do I mean. I add while, capital letter, because it is at the beginning of the first sentence, while, then copy the sentences. I will copy them. While Jim was swimming. Just wait until I open the square. Enough for the copying. While Jim was swimming. Note here. We will change the full stop to a comma. Lucy was playing tennis. Next, all of these sentences are the same. Here, either is important for the exam. Please open your workbooks with me, page 45. Page 45 with unit 5. Not using either and or. Not here. When you want someone to choose between two things, to choose something between two things, you use either and or. Let's make the first sentence. You can have either an apple or an orange. You can choose a sandwich or a burger. Either girls or boys can play this sport. Most people like either cats or dogs. He can either swim or play football. The answers are on your workbooks. I will answer one of these to shorten the time. I will choose one of them. I will choose number 4. Most people like either dogs or cats. Okay, next, either, I'll choose another one. Either, look, it begins with a capital letter because it is at the beginning of the sentence. Either boys or girls. Either boys or girls can play. He can swim or play football. Okay, please open on the next page. The next page, please open with me page 50. Now let's go to page 50, which has a revision for either and while for both of these rules. Number 1. While Sue was writing, her brother was drawing. While the children, let's see the children. While the children were, they saw, were what and what did they see? Let's see the answers. Open your box page 50 with me. Yes. While the children, the snow, saw the snow. Number 2, while the children were because children is plural, were sleeping. Here is the comma, as you know, the comma is important. The snow was falling. Snow is uncountable, and we use was with uncountable nouns. Was falling. Good. The next one, while mom, the baby. Where is mom? While mom was cooking, the baby was eating. Here, while mom was cooking, the baby was eating a banana. The baby was eating. Next, here is the full stop. While the boys, the girls, while the boys were playing football, the girls were playing basketball. While grandpa was reading a newspaper, grandma was picking flowers. Okay, next. This question. You can have an apple or you can have a banana. You can have either an apple or a banana. I will make another example for you. The boys can play football or they can play basketball. To shorten the sentences, you can use the boys can play football. Okay, good. Can play or they can play. So we can shorten the sentence in a good way. Here is the sentence. The boys can either play football or play basketball. Here I will make the square longer to be suitable. Okay, now let's go to the next unit, grammar. It is on unit 6. Unit 6, page 54. It is the new structure about will, using will plus verb 1. It is about using will with verb 1. Okay, let's take it. Will, we have some keywords. Here, when you change the verbs between brackets, you must use the correct keywords. You must use the correct keywords. The correct keywords here are soon, next, and tomorrow. Whenever you see soon, next, or tomorrow, you must add will plus verb 1. Okay? This is so easy for you. Soon the eggs will crack and the chicks will come out. This ugly caterpillar will become a beautiful butterfly. The children will perform their play next week. Here we have next. And here tomorrow and so on. Here you will need your umbrella because here we are speaking about tomorrow. Okay, next. The bee will disaster play. Change it to a question. You must have two form questions. Will plus subject plus verb 1. Will the play be a disaster? Very good. Next. Change this to a question is important for you. Will the words children there will forget? Will the children forget their words? Play will the when the play when will the play start? Now using will not and want is important for my students. You have the answers on your workbooks. Now let's go to the next page. Next page is page 60. Open page 60 is the next page. Okay. Here is using will plus verb 1. In the question you will write will at the beginning. And that's all for unit 6. Now open with me the summary for unit 7. Open the summary for unit 7, please. The summary for unit 7 will make the reading lesson very easy and will help the students to answer the reading lesson exercises. Let's begin. People live in cities, towns, high mountains, hot deserts, snow forests. They keep animals for food, clothes, and homes. They are different to people who live in large cities because they don't need electricity, shops, water, cars, and lorries. Incas live in Peru. They were rich and powerful. They had gold, silver, and jewels. Spanish fought the Incas. All of these are important for my students to read very well and to try making questions alone and write answers for about the lesson. Now let's read this lesson quickly and answer some questions. Where do people live? Where do people live? People live in towns, cities, and they live in hot deserts. They live in snowy forests. Okay, why do they keep animals? They keep animals for food, to make clothes and homes. Okay, you can read again this lesson and try to answer the questions. 500 years ago, the Incas were very rich and powerful. The Incas spoke the Quechua language. The Quechua people spin the wool and weave it into cloth. They make patterns in the cloth. Some Sami people, this question is important here. This is a meaning question and it is important, and we talked about it at the beginning of the video. Now let's go to workbook exercises. In the workbook exercises, this question is important. Plow, corn, tent, yak, reindeer, firewood. This question is important for my students here. Let's turn to workbook page 63, then 64. On 64, we have the rule of using how much and how many for countable and uncountable. As I explained for my students that how many is for countable and how much is for uncountable. And this is the these are questions and these are exercises, sorry. All of them are important. Now, using should is very important, my students. You must use should for positive sentences, shouldn't for negative sentences, and should plus subject plus verb 1 and the complement for making questions. My students must practice how to make questions. So should and shouldn't is important. Making questions is important also. This question is important, my students. This question also is important. Making questions and making sentences with should and shouldn't. Here, making advice with should and shouldn't is important, my students. Please note. Here, using EW as new, and some verbs will change the pronunciation with them as grew, flew, plew, jewel, drew, through. We only change the pronunciation just for new and new, both of these. Now let's take the exercise page 66 on exercise 3. The farmer threw, grew, new, jewel. This question is important. Let's change to page 67 for the pronouns. Pronouns here are important. Using the pronouns here is important. Okay, in case they this page is important, my students. Here is important, not the next page. This is a writing question. We don't need that here. We need this question. It is a checkup for using how many and how much, lots of and a lot of. This question is important, my students. Here making sentences is important. Using should and shouldn't is important, yeah, students. Now let's move to unit 8. In unit 8 we will talk about this story. My students, it's important for you to know the 4 directions. You must know that people live in Peru, in South America. I need my students to read this lesson very well and answer the questions below. And my students are supposed to know the words and meanings for this lesson. They are supposed to use anybody, somebody, nobody. All of this question is important, my students. Using anybody, nobody as in the workbook, okay, as in their workbook. My students are supposed to give directions and ask for directions in a good way and a polite way. Here are words and pictures. This question is important. Here, making a story about this picture is not important for this exam. Here are some sentences about the story. I think my students must know the main ideas of these sentences. Here are words and meanings is important. I told my students to learn by heart only word number 1 and number 5. And here the correct writing, the correct spelling for some words. Here, this question is important. Things we wear and things we carry. This is an important question. Don't forget it. Here, using everybody, anybody is important. خامس. Don't forget it. Okay. إيه that? Undo. Use a circle. Better. Here, these questions are important. They are about everybody, everyone, someone, and so on. Here, giving directions and asking for directions in a polite way is important. This page is important. خامس. Sorry, رابع. This page is important to give directions. You must know the right direction. Here is for the right, and you must know the left direction. This is right. I need to make it for the left. Okay, I will twist it. Now this is for the left and this is for right. Okay. My students now can tell you which is right and which is left because they practiced that in my lesson. Okay, next. Using AI, R, and ARE. Fair, hair, chair, pair, air, share, bear, glare, rare, and care. You must know their meanings and you must use them in these sentences. Giving directions is important, and using some when anyone, everyone is important. Giving directions is important. All my students answered that in the workbox. Now open the summary for Unit 8. The summary in Unit 8 takes the main ideas, and students must practice making questions and answering the questions. The INCAS teacher woke Boma up. Who woke Boma up? Boma was a messenger. Why did they choose him? Because he was the fastest and bravest man. Was he 17? He wasn't 17 years old. The prince was Orko. Describe Orko. The description of Orko. And these are important information also. Okay. I tried to tell you. Here the answers supposed to be on their workbox. These pictures are important, my students. Okay, thank you for listening and study well.